Velia.
Vela.
Vela. Okay. So Vella. Vela. Okay. Now we're gonna do an ultrasound. Now, according to your story, you said that the baby is already 5 months. Now, the problem there is whenever you go to the clinic, the center, or the hospital, you go to a nurse, a doctor, or a midwife, they ask you, when was the last menstrual period? The first day of the last menstrual period. So anywhere you go, they will ask you for your last menstrual period. And then we'll say, okay, from that time up to this day, this is the age that we get. And then we'll tell you the date due. In order to compute the date due, we count 40 weeks, 10 months. But the normal pregnancy of a human is 9 months, 36 weeks. Why do we count 40 weeks or 10 months? It's because of the fact that after the pregnancy of 36 weeks, the normal period for giving birth is 37 to 42 weeks. That's still within normal. If you reach 43 weeks, that's the time that the baby is post-mature or been there too long, overdue. So we get the middle, which is around 40 weeks, but that is just an estimate. Okay, so it's the best estimate we can get just by the history alone of when your last menstrual period was. The problem there is it's not exact. So now what we're going to do is we look at the ultrasound. I will look at the baby's head circumference, the distance between the temples, the circumference of the tummy, and the length of the bone inside the femur, the leg. From there, we're going to, the thigh area actually. From there, we're going to see that the machine is going to make a computation that on average, the baby will be this age, this weight, and approximately with this size of a baby, if you follow the normal growth pattern, this date on the calendar will be the date that you're going to approximately give birth. Okay? So everything will be by the baby's size. Now the problem there is the baby's size is not the same for every baby around the world. So some babies are born fat, some babies are born thin, some babies are born long or tall, some babies are short. So there is a normal variation in the theme. So it's not the same size or weight all the time. Now, as far as the baby is concerned, for now, first things first, the baby is head first. Plastar ang posisyon. Tama yon. So the baby is head first, cephalic in presentation. I'm looking at the baby's face at the moment, and I don't see any cleft lip or palate. Walang bungi. I'm looking at the baby's nape. There is sonographic evidence of a possible single cord coil. Now, what is a single cord coil? The single cord coil, is just because of the fact that the baby is moving. You cannot tell the baby to stop moving. So the baby will still move, and the motion would be either to the left or to the right. So what happens is when the baby spins, the cord one time went around the neck area of the baby. So we have a single cord coil. This moment, this time, okay, this day. This is not permanent. So you're not going to give birth this afternoon. So there is still time for the baby to spin the other direction. Yeah. When that happens, the cord coil will be released. So it is not a permanent thing. It just so happens that I see signs of it now, so I will mention it in your report. But it's not permanent. The skin of the cord is not connected to the skin of the neck. It's just on top because of the spinning. Okay? So it's not permanent. It's not delikado, hindi kinakailangan mahagno. You don't have to be fearful because of it. It just so happens that I've seen one, so I'll just mention it. The back of the baby is on your right side. So, ulo, leeg, likod, lubot. Head, back, front. Okay? Or butt. Okay? So, when I look at the baby, I'm looking at the back right now. I'm looking also at the heartbeat. When I look at the heartbeat interval of the baby, the heart rate of the baby reaches 148 beats per minute, which is normal. So even if I see a single cord coil, the baby is not affected. So the baby is just fine, no problem. Now I'm looking at the front of the butt. From there, the baby will show me if whether or not it's a girl or it's a boy. Do you want to know?
Yes.
Okay, so you want to know. Oh, okay. Okay, so I'm looking at the baby right now to find out if the baby is a girl or a boy. The problem here comes with the fact that the baby has his or hers feet together. So right now the feet is together, so it's slightly difficult to find out if the baby is gonna be a girl or a boy. However, there's a slight sign that was shown to me. Um, looks like a baby boy. Okay, so looks like a baby boy. I will be printing out a extra copy for your family album. Now, I will show you what's being shown here, why I said that it appears that the baby is a baby boy. Now, this printout is thermal paper. It's a little higher quality than yung regular na resibo ng Jollibee or resibo sa ATM. The low quality ones, give or take a day, will be already erased. This is of a higher quality, so this lasts approximately 6 months to 1 year before it starts degrading. So you have time to either take a picture of this result. You can either take a picture, take a photocopy, Xerox, or scan sa computer. The digital copy will last you longer. That paper will start to degrade 6 to 12 months from now. Okay? Now, what is being shown there? That I will show you. So we're at the top of the uterus. This is your uterine wall. The white stuff here is your intestines, so that's you. Inside we have the baby. This is a leg of the baby. This is the knee. This is the other leg. Here's the knee. So the baby is slightly knees together, slightly.
Yes.
In the middle, you can see a gray stuff there with a white line and another gray stuff. And then there's a round thing in front with a small arrow. So if that happens, those are the testicles and that's the penis.
Yeah.
Okay? So that's what's being shown in the front.
Yes.
That's why I said, looks like a baby boy. Okay? Now, we're not done yet. There's enough fluid inside your uterus right now. That is very good. Now, yung tubig sa tiyan, huwag kang maniniwala sa mga tao dito na nagsasabing bawal ang tubig na tignaw. People here will say, stop drinking cold water, the baby will get big. That's not true. Whoever is saying that is not a doctor. Okay? Water is 0 calories. Cold water, 0 calories. Warm water, 0 calories. Lukewarm water, 0 calories. Will the baby grow big with 0 calories?
No,
No. So that's not true.
because there's no calories.
Because there's no calories. For Filipinos, what is the high caloric intake that we have? Carbohydrates.
Carbohydrates.
Okay? So, ano ang bawal dyan? Yung, not relatively speaking, bawal. It's not totally prohibited, but in small amounts, in moderate amounts only. Kanin, kamote, kalibre, saging, patatas, carrots. So, root crops, root vegetables, starchy fruits and vegetables, you have to eat in moderation. Sobrang dami, lalaki si baby. So, kailangan hinay-hinay lang. Okay? Now, along with your starches, you have flour. So, what are foodstuffs that are made of flour? That means bread, cake, lahat ng pan. Okay? So, you have to be careful not to eat too much.
Oh, dirty.
Now, the next part there, made out of flour, would be your pasta. So, not too much of your spaghetti, pancit canton, Mickey Bihol, lomi, miswa. Lahat niyan, carbohydrates pa rin yan. And the last one is sugars. So, asukar is carbohydrates. So, soft drinks, ice cream, candy, anything that is sweet, you have to be careful. Because we don't want the baby to be too big. Okay? The bigger the baby, the harder to give birth. So, you have to be aware of that. Now, the placenta is at the supra-anterior location, more on the maternal left side, does not reach the level of the cervix. That's good. Grade 3 to 4. So the placenta is in this area here. Tama yon. Pag manganganak ka, una ang baby, bago inundan. Now, since the placenta is at the front, if your neighbors or your grandmother or whatever tells you magpahilot ka, huwag kang maniwala. Okay? Why? Because the placenta is at the front. If they start doing traditional massage, hilot, pag nabugbog ang ilonggan, magdudugo ang ilonggan. Masama kay baby na dudugo ang ilonggan. Kaya nga, bawal ang hilot-hilot. Ang mga manghihilot, lolokohin ka pa niyan, tatakutin ka, sabihin ba't sumasakit yun dito, mababa ang mattress. Kailangan ng hilot pataasin. The uterus is in your pelvic region. Normal yun. Kung totoong pag hinihilot, tumataas ang mattress, ang mga tao dapat nanganganak sa ilong. Hindi naman nangyayari yun. Kung mababa talaga ang mattress mo, dapat si baby nasa tuhod mo na. Hindi naman nangyayari yun. Tamang lugar lang siya na nasa puso. Tama lang. Bakit sumasakit yun dito? Buntis ka. Kung ayaw mo masakit yun dito, manganak ka. Yun yung ibig sabihin nun. So, huwag kang magpapaloko sa manghihilot. Kaya yan nagsasabing importante, kailangan na kumita ng pera. Di ba? Pindot sila ng pindot, hindi naman nila nakikita yung nangyayari sa loob. Kaya nga, ingat lang, bawal. Nasa harapan ng ilonggan, tama naman yung lugar niya. Now, the other thing there is, kung totoong importante ang hilot, dapat lahat ng babaeng buntis sa buong mundo, dapat kailangan may hilot. Daghan ng mga bansa sa buong mundo, hindi nagpapahilot. Bakit sila nanganganak ng normal? Diba? Hindi, imposible naman sa buong mundo, Pinoy lang ang abnormal. Diba? So, mali yan. So, mali yan. Huwag ka maniniwala. Now, the last bit is I'm going to measure the head circumference, distance between the temples, the circumference of the tummy, everything. To give me a composite aging of how old the baby is right now. As I said, not all kids, when you give birth, they're of the same size. Some babies are taller, some babies are shorter, some babies are fat, some babies are thin. So it really depends on the size that's being shown by the baby. I'm checking on the size, not the age according to the calendar from the last menstrual period. So this gives an approximation of the age by size. And as I said, not all babies have the same size. So it gives us an educated guess.
Yeah.
Or at least it gives us also an idea of how big the baby is right now. Okay. So right now, the baby is, as I said, cephalic in presentation. That's very good. Una, ulo. Wala naman pinakita sa aking bungi. May pinakita sa aking isang tina. There's a single cord coil, but the heartbeat is not affected, so the baby is just fine, no problem. The baby is that of a baby boy. And then the baby right now, the age that's being shown is around approximately, by size, 26 weeks and 1 day. That's around 5 months, 1 week, and 1 day in size. That's plus minus 19 days. That depends on the baby, fat or thin. So it's an average. Now, according to the aging by ultrasound, your date due would be January 8, 2017, plus minus 19 days. So on the calendar, January 8, tuldok, plus minus 19 days, you draw a line. Anytime in between those two lines, anytime pwede na mag-labor, pwede manganak. So that's normal. Okay? So earlier than that, a little bit premature. Later than that, a little bit post-mature. So we're talking a range. Okay? So it's January 8 plus minus 19 days. Now, everything else that's being shown here, everything is within normal range. The fetal weight at the moment is 799 grams, estimate, or approximately 8 guhit. And that is normal for the age that's being shown right now. So everything normal, healthy, slightly fat, baby boy. There's a single cord coil, but the baby is not affected by the single cord coil at this moment. As I mentioned, if the baby spins towards the another direction, the cord coil will be removed. So the baby will be free of the cord coil. So there's no guarantee that you will give birth with a cord coil. It's also possible that you'll give birth without any cord coil at all. And a cord coil is easy to remove. When you're giving birth, once the head is out, the doctor will just reach for the neck, get the cord, and remove it from the head. It's just like removing a t-shirt. So you don't have anything around your neck. That easy. So it's not dangerous. Okay? So everything will be placed on your report. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you.